What's up? Dang9125 commented that he wanted to see some HammerTime, so that's what we're doing today. Word to the wise, I am not a HammerTime player. I've spent very little time with the deck, but my roommate plays a lot of HammerTime, or used to anyway. So I know a lot of the play patterns. Most of my experience is with blue-white hammer, but today we're doing mono-white hammer. As always, I'm going to keep saying this until I feel like I don't need to anymore. The list is in the description below if you want to see it, and it's full, 75. You can see the sideboard, main board. We don't go over the whole thing here because that just takes too much time. But for anyone who doesn't know how HammerTime works, it's basically a combo deck. The goal is to get a Sigarda's Aid, which lets you cast aura or equipment spells as though they have flash, and whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you can attach it to a creature you control. Sigarda's Aid plus Pure Steel Paladin is very similar, where if you have Metalcraft, the equipment you control have equip 0, as long as you've got 3 or more artifacts. You want to use these in conjunction with the card Colossus Hammer and any of your creatures to either deal 10 damage twice to kill your opponent, or even better, you can hook it up with an Inkmoth Nexus and deal 10 infect once, and that'll usually kill your opponent. The rest of the deck is like creatures to put it on, or creatures from Metalcraft, Stoneforge Mystic to go get things like hammers, along with Springleaf Drums, the Colossus Hammers themselves. Just good, quick, tempo efficient spells that let you combo kill your opponent as fast as possible. And then in the sideboard, we've got some pretty normal stuff by today's standards, but if you're not familiar with some of the changes that HammerTime went through in the last few months, people are now playing Solitudes out of the sideboard as a way to fight like low to the ground creature decks, or to just like get blockers out of the way. And to enable that, we're playing Amiria's Call, 4 of them, as opposed to the 4 lands that you'd normally play in that place. You're almost never going to cast Amiria's Call, but it's another white card to pitch to a potential Solitude. And once in a blue moon, maybe you'll cast Amiria's Call in a really long game, and 2 angels will get you there, but I wouldn't expect to see that here today. Anyway, that's pretty much all you need to know. We're just playing some HammerTime into a modern league, so let's get into game number 1. All right, we found our first opponent, and we win the die roll. Just a heads up, we're playing against DOOmwake. Round 1. If you're not familiar with who that is, a prolific streamer and content creator in his own right, and I'm pretty sure just better than me at the game. So we'll see how this goes, but I'll take the play. Love to see that. And this hand includes Ornithopter, Springleaf Drum, Surge, Call, Horizon Canopy. This hand has a lot to do, but nothing in the way of like a way to actually kill our opponent. We're gonna play a couple Ornithopters and then sit here with our thumb up our asses trying to like draw either a hammer or a Stoneforge Mystic. And if we don't do that, we just get completely destroyed. So I'm pretty sure this is a mulligan. This hand has a white source, multiple hammers, Esper Sentinel, Shadow Spear. I think this hand might be a keep. There's a chance you could go to 5 here, but because I have access to a hammer and an Esper Sentinel, and hopefully the Esper Sentinel will draw us some cards, and the Nexus, all we're looking for is a way to attach a hammer, and we can get that in the form of Sigarda's Aid and Pure Steel Paladin. And that seems like not the worst. So that leaves us 8 cards to try to find a way to do it. And we have the Sentinel to get us through the mid game. This might be a little weak, but since we have the Springleaf Drum as well to help develop our mana base, I think we're keeping this, and we're just gonna ship the redundant Colossus Hammer. Unless, maybe is it supposed to be Shadow Spear? What if we ship Shadow Spear? That gives us a way bigger payoff for drawing into like straight up Sigarda's Aid, right? Do we play into that? Hard to say. Maybe I want to just like hedge my bets and ship the hammer just in case I don't draw a way to attach the hammer. The Shadow Spear at least gives me some range, so we'll try that. But if I draw Sigarda's Aid off the top for my first draw step, I'm going to be so sad. DOOmwake. Why did it have to be DOOmwake round 1? All right, let's go. Plains, tap it, play an Esper Sentinel, and F6. Misty Rainforest, sure, pass. Great for me. Saga, not the worst. Let's go ahead and drop the Saga, trigger the Saga, and let's tap the Saga for a mana and play Springleaf Drum, and then we can just go to combat. I'll attack for 1. No reason to not do that. Beep. Bring you to 19. 18 off a fetch. This is much slower than we'd like to go, but here we are. And then we'll just drop the Shadow Spear. Boop. And at least the Saga will let us go a little bit wide with constructs, so it's kind of a plan. We're not going to deploy the hammer just yet, because if we draw into Sigarda's Aid, we want to put it into play after the Sigarda's Aid. That way the hammer auto attaches to something. All right, they fetched 18. What are they going to get? Steam Vents. Shock. Are we going to zap my Esper Sentinel? Nope, they're just going to Island Cycle. Does that mean we're playing against Rhinos? That's a breeding pool. I believe it's Rhinos. All right, so we don't have a lot of time to figure this out. Although Urza's Saga tokens, they could get big enough to actually hold Rhinos off pretty effectively, so we might need to lean into that a little bit. Breeding Pool, shock it in, sure. Luckily, if they want to ice our Urza Saga, I guess they can do it with the trigger on the stack, right? Let's see what they do. Icing Urza Saga in my upkeep's probably a good idea, because if I start to make constructs too soon, they could be in big trouble. All right, ice, targeting Saga, right? Yep. So that triggers Esper Sentinel, so let's see what we draw off that. Cauldron Complete, not the worst. But yeah, unfortunately, they tap the Saga. That sucks. We draw another Saga. That's not the worst. Rhinos isn't known for playing a ton of Blood Moons anymore, so maybe we can angle ourselves with these Sagas. Let's play this Saga. Yeah. Or do we want to stagger our Sagas a little bit more? We might want to stagger them. No, I think we can get away with it. We play Saga, and then on my next turn, this one goes to 3, and in response to the trigger, I can make a construct. But then I can't make I can't make 2 off the new Saga. So maybe I do just play Inkmoth Nexus for this one. And then since I can't make a Saga here, do I just suit up my Esper Sentinel with a Shadow Spear? I think so. Let's go 1, 2, Shadow Spear, equip, attach here, make a 2/2, go to combat, attack for 2, bring DOOmwake to 12, I'll go to 22. And then we'll just pass the turn. This means if they Rhinos, I at least draw a card. I mean, I would have anyway with a Sentinel, right? But we like a 2/2 more than a 1/1, rule of thumb. And they do have to be careful about just casting Rhinos here, because if they draw me into a Sigarda's Aid, putting a hammer on a Sentinel that already has trample from the Shadow Spear could be detrimental. Of course, this deck is full of just Force of Negation, and I think game 1's the one we really want to try to win, because they're going to have Force of Vigor out of the sideboard as well, in addition to potential Blood Moons, which, not good for us. You would think a monocolor deck would be pretty resilient to Blood Moon, but our Urza Sagas are really weak to that card. They just die. All right, they're going to grief, so is this... Why are they griefing me? What kind of Rhinos deck plays grief? What did they pitch to the grief? Dismember? Okay, I guess you can do that. How many black cards could they be playing? They take Hammer, that makes a lot of sense. So now they're down to 4 in hand. They fetch with Misty. Are they going for Rhinos here? Give me a card. Must be, right? All right, there's the Shard list. Cascade triggers. Here's Footfalls, which puts a Sentinel trigger on the stack, so I get to draw a card. Pure Steel Paladin. Actually, that's not bad. I mean, it kind of sucks that I just lost my hammer, but my Saga is going to be able to go get another one, which is kind of good. I wonder if I can do the kill here. Let's count some mana. We'll go to my turn. The last Urza Saga trigger goes on the stack. That's a Surge of Salvation. If I float the mana, I can use Esper Sentinel to make white, and then I can use the Esper Sentinel and the Springleaf Drum to make white, and then the Plains to make white. If I float the mana, I can activate the Inkmoth Nexus, and then I'm out of mana, because I will have cast Pure Steel Paladin, plus activated Inkmoth Nexus. I can use the Saga to go get a hammer, and then attach it to the Nexus, but I can't do it at instant speed, and the Nexus will lose flying because of the hammer. So maybe I don't go for a Nexus kill here. Maybe I just like need to suit up Esper Sentinel. Yeah, I think so. Is that better than just making a token? I don't think so. Let's go ahead and float the mana and then allow the triggered ability to resolve. And here we will just go grab a Colossus Hammer. All right, hammer's in play. We've got a floating mana. Let's tap for, let's play another Urza Saga, I guess. Trigger the Saga, it can make mana. Then we'll go activate this to tap for white, tapping my Sentinel. Is that right? Because we need to attack. So maybe, is there a world where I can use my floating mana to attach? What if I use my floating mana to activate Nexus and then use the Springleaf Drum to tap Nexus for white? Yeah, we can do that. We can activate Nexus using floating mana, tap the Nexus to the Springleaf Drum to make white, tap the Plains to make white, play the Pure Steel, Esper Sentinel's untapped, then we can attach the Colossus Hammer to the Sentinel to make it a 12/12 attack, and they've got a block. I like that. So we'll use the floating to make Inkmoth Nexus into a creature. We'll use Springleaf Drum to make white, tapping Inkmoth Nexus. We'll tap for white, we'll play Pure Steel Paladin. There's the Paladin. Now we will attach this hammer, equip for 0, onto my Sentinel, who has lifelink and trample at the moment. And then, yeah, we'll go to combat and attack with it. Okay, they concede. Great. Sorry, DOOmwake, I'm not a hammer player. Most hammer players would have found that line like that. Not me. It takes me a minute, sorry. All right, we're going to bring in Drannith Magistrate because our opponent can't cast Crashing Footfalls with the Drannith Magistrate in play, so that's pretty cool. Surge Ginger is probably for matchups with Planeswalkers, same with Pithing Needle. Surge is really good against Fury. Sanctifier probably isn't that good, just black-red. Yeah, we don't care about that. March is probably fine-ish. There's a chance maybe Solitude's not bad as a combat trick, but what do we have to lose? What are we trying to get out of our deck for like these 4 cards to start? I think being on the draw, maybe we're supposed to cut some number of our Springleaf Drums and Ornithopters, because I don't want to lose Sentinel, I don't want to lose Giver, I don't want to lose Sigarda's Aid, Surge of Salvation, I'm bringing one in. I don't really want to lose any of like the elements of our deck. They're all pretty good. I think what we're supposed to do is like tune away from being more aggressive and be able to have some sustain. It also might make sense to lose a single Urza Saga just so we don't play directly into their Blood Moon. March of Otherworldly Light is also a consideration just because it deals with a Rhino, and in this matchup, taking out one Rhino might be good enough. Let's take out Ornithopter, Springleaf Drum. I think Pithing Needle is like not that great in this matchup. And then like an Urza Saga, trim these, bring these in. Is this good? I don't know. Any Hammer players in the chat, drop a comment and tell me how you'd sideboard basically all these matchups. I'm doing this based on intuition, and if you've been watching me, you know I'm a shitty control player. Submit deck. All right, now we're on the draw. Hate to see it. Let's see here. We've got Stoneforge, Esper Sentinel, Saga, Forge anew. So this is really a three-part combo. The three parts of the combo are Creature to kill your opponent with, a Hammer, and a way to attach the Hammer. We have Creature, we have Hammer in Stoneforge Mystic. Stoneforge can go get us a Hammer. And technically, Forge anew can equip the Hammer. So this is a little bit slow, and there's a reasonably high chance that we're supposed to mulligan for something with like a Drannith Magistrate. But I think Esper Sentinel is like probably quite good in this matchup, so I'm gonna conservatively keep this, assuming that a really good Hammer player might farm for something a little bit more potent. All right, they play Besiege You and pass. That's not a good sign. That means they've got plenty of artifact destruction. All right, my turn. Draw an Inkmoth Nexus. Sure, we're gonna hold off on the Saga for a while, I think. I don't want to get Blood Mooned out of my game plan, so let's just drop Esper Sentinel and then pass the turn. A line we could also take here is just like Stoneforge gets Caldra Complete. And if they can't deal with the Stoneforge, they have trouble with the card Caldra Complete. Indestructible is a pain in the ass. They basically need to have Brazen Borrower stat. They cycled the Lorien Revealed to get what? What did they grab? Steam Vents. So it looks like they might not be angling for a Blood Moon just yet. Either that or they didn't have a red source. They fetch, sure. Another Shocked and Steam Vents. Okay, they're definitely not doing the Blood Moon thing this turn. They're gonna cut my Esper Sentinel? Sure, I get to draw a card. Another Sentinel? That's kind of good. Okay. Grief. They're probably supposed to take my Stoneforge with the Grief. Okay. This means it's probably safe to drop Saga next turn. I think they take Stoneforge here. Yep, there goes Stoneforge. They pass to me and I draw a Hammer. That's not the worst. I don't think we're getting Blood Moon, so I think I want to start this Urza Saga train as fast as possible. Trigger the Urza Saga. Let's tap for white, play Esper Sentinel. Now this Forge anew, we want to play it next turn. When Forge anew enters the battlefield, return target equipment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. As long as it's your turn, you may activate equip abilities anytime you could cast an instant, and the first one is 0. So we want to play Forge anew next turn, meaning we just play the Hammer right now and see if they have the Force. They don't, so we F6. We also have Inkmoth Nexus, so that's kind of good. All right, they're gonna do the Stoneforge thing or the Shardless Agent thing, so we get to trigger our Esper Sentinel, and we get to attack through some Rhinos, so that's pretty good. All right, we get a Giver. Giver's really good. Pro Green's kind of nuts here. All right, Urza Saga triggers, great. We don't quite have Metalcraft yet. We almost do. We could almost just drop the Pure Steel Paladin, but we can't. So what we'll do is we'll play Inkmoth Nexus, I think, to get that train rolling. Then we will tap for 3 and hope we don't walk into a Force of Vigor here. We're going to play Forge anew. Then we're going to use Forge anew to equip for 0 mana this Colossus Hammer to this Esper Sentinel, who is now an 11/11. Then we're going to get busy for 11. We don't have Trample, so they can just chump with Shardless if they want to. But next turn, if this Saga goes off, we can go get Shadow Spear. And our opponent is at 2 cards in hand, so it could go well. This could go pretty well for us. We'll see what happens. But for now, we're out of play, so we'll pass. Island Cycle Lorien Revealed, sure. You have an island. More Rhinos? Blood Moon, oh no. Well, there goes that plan. We draw a card off of our Esper Sentinel, so that's good. Do they attack for 4 here? Oh, they're gonna go for it. They're attacking for 8. All right, I'll take 8. They've only got 1 in hand. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, well, that was not fair. I just drew a Colossus Hammer. All right, Plains, tap 2 Plains, play Pure Steel Paladin. All right, play Colossus Hammer, trigger Pure Steel, draw a card. Sorry, dude. All right, yes. DOOmwake, I really wanted to like have a good game against DOOmwake, but I kind of just drew the nuts and he died. So I win, but that was I think that was more skill based than, or more luck based than skill based. So RIP. Let's get into round 2. I won the die roll. Would I like to play first? I absolutely would. All right, assessing this opener. We've got a Sigarda's Aid, we've got a Esper Sentinel, we've got a Giver of Runes, we've got a Surge, we've got an Ornithopter, we've got a 1-lander, and we can cast every spell in our hand. And we can open on Esper Sentinel. This is sketchy. I think I'm going to keep this just because opening on Esper Sentinel is so good in so many matchups. So I'm just going for it. If we get blown out, we get blown out. I think I'm going to jam the Ornithopter just to play around Thoughtseize, because no one's really maining Force of Vigor, so I think I think it makes sense to just play Esper Sentinel and Ornithopter on turn 1. There's also an argument to just drop the Giver, so I can start to protect the Esper Sentinel. That is a line as well. Cast Ornithopter. Do we want to open on Sentinel, or do we want to open on Giver? That's kind of hard. I think we just open on Giver, right? I bet there's a rule for this. I bet really good Hammer players have like a rule of thumb they follow for which one of those you cast first. And for some reason, I have a feeling it's Esper Sentinel, but we're leading on Giver because to me, that's what's intuitive. Blackcleave Cliffs, sure. Smells like scam. Am I gonna get Furied? Could you imagine? Oh, there's the Fury. All right, F6. Absolutely hate to see it. Oh, but they don't have the scam. Not the worst. All right, there's a Hammer. I mean, here's an Esper Sentinel, dude. I don't know. F6. We have all the pieces to kill our opponent in our hand. We just need lands. Blackcleave Cliffs, tap for 2, play Bowmasters. This is going very poorly. I deserve this. All right, there goes my Sentinel. They pass to me. We draw a Springleaf Drum. Unfortunate. Well, I guess we could... Man, that would be a really good reason to not play the Ornithopter, huh? Draw Springleaf Drum, then I could go Ornithopter plus Aid, set up for a blowout. I think now, since we don't have access to that, we just drop the Springleaf Drum in anticipation of drawing a 0-drop, and then we just pass the turn. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have a ton going on him. We've got a couple more turns to figure this out, but right now it looks kind of grim. They're gonna go to combat, hit us for 2. Youch. Third land, pass the turn, okay. Sentinel, not the worst. We're gonna jam the Sentinel and hold up Surge of Salvation, I think. All right, just pass to you. We're gonna slow roll this pretty aggressively, I think. All right, they put a Terminate on the stack targeting Sentinel, and that gives me a Sentinel trigger, so we'll see if they pay it. They do. So now we can add a white tapping the Sentinel, and we will just Surge of Salvation. No thank you. And now we'll F6. Land, please don't hardcast Grief. Of course you're hardcasting Grief. All right, that resolves. F6. They're probably supposed to take the Hammer here, just because the Aid's not very good without the Hammer, and I've got more ways to draw. No, they're probably supposed to take the Aid because I've got more ways to procure Hammer than I have Sigarda's 8 effects in my deck. Because like Hammer, you've got Hammer, Stoneforge Mystic, Urza Saga, plus like, I think that might be it actually. That's still like 12 Hammers effectively. All right, they take the Hammer, which I think is better for us. Awkwardly. All right, they attack for 2, we go to 16. Their clock's kind of quick now. We've got a limited amount of time to get out of this. Shadow Spear? I guess we'll drop Sigarda's Aid first. And then do we just equip the Shadow Spear now? That way it plays around their removal a little bit better because they're going to need to pay 2 for the Sentinel. I think that could be pretty good. Alternatively, I could hope they don't have it, block a Bowmaster, and try to suit up my Sentinel with Shadow Spear. That play seems unlikely that that's going to work, but I think I'm going to go for it because I'm playing on so few resources right now that I need to get a little bit lucky. So we'll just pass. Tap for 1. What does that mean? They want to Fatal Push my Esper Sentinel? Thoughtseize me, trigger Esper Sentinel. Well, I'll give you the opportunity to pay the tax, I think. Yeah? Yeah. All right, they've paid the tax. Now I'm going to cast Shadow Spear, paying like this just to get it into play. They're going to take out my Nettle Cyst, which is unfortunate. What are they going to bolt my Sentinel? Oh, you got a little bit of everything, huh, buddy? All right, F6. Our opponent's hand has lined up quite well against ours. We need a lot to happen to even have a chance. As a matter of fact, this next draw step, if it's bad enough, I'll just concede. Hammer, I mean, it's not the craziest thing, but I'd need a creature. I guess technically I can, like, if they don't have anything and I top deck, I don't know, an Inkmoth Nexus. No, I can't even do that because I need a creature to activate it, right? Because I need to use the Springleaf Drum and a creature to activate the Nexus and then use the planes to get the Hammer on it. We'll still give it one more draw step though. Attack me for 5, I'll go to 6. I mean, at this point, the way the clock's going, we probably just like wait till we actually die just because it's going to take such a short amount of time. Fable, sure. You've got a 2-2. All right, now I'm on a 1-turn clock. My turn. Urza Saga, ain't it? All right, let's go to game 2. How do we sideboard this matchup? We definitely want Surge. I don't think we want Magistry, but we want all of our Sanctifier in Vex for sure. This might be a Solitude matchup. We'll have to look into that. So these are something potentially we're bringing in. I don't think we want any of these though. I think these are all no's, these are all yeses. I think we need to be careful about Fury. So I think we need to trim on some of our like lower mana cost creatures and an Urza Saga to play around their main board Blood Moons. So let's cut like Ornithopter, maybe a Springleaf Drum, and then Pithing Needle, potentially an Esper Sentinel. Yeah, I think I'm gonna trim like on Esper Sentinel, potentially an additional Ornithopter, just because like Fury is so good. I want to kind of get a little bit out of the way of that card. Maybe we can just like have 2 Solitudes because the Solitudes are really only used to break up scams for the most part. So maybe we just like bring in 2 Solitudes, plus the Sanctifiers, plus the Surge, minus these cards, and maybe that's good enough. I think it's worth trying. Notably, I haven't drawn a single Ameria's Call yet. That's kind of weird. All right, submit deck. All right, I would like to be on the play. What do we got here? We've got Sigarda's Aid, Giver, Stoneforge, 2 planes. Yeah, this is a keep. We've got a good sideboard card along with basically everything but the hammer itself, and the Stoneforge can make the hammer. So we're gonna keep and just lead on Giver. They mull to 6. I won't feel safe till they mulligan to 4. Scam mulligans so well. All right, just 6. Well, we'll take what we can get. We'll go planes and Giver. Pass the turn. If they don't answer our Giver of Runes, we're just jamming Stoneforge Mystic to try to get a Caliber going as fast as possible. If they do deal with the Giver, we probably just play Sanctifier to start to brick wall our opponent. Of course, a Grief Scam here is going to be miserable no matter what. Okay, it's a Fury Scam, it looks like. All right, 4 damage to the Giver, sure. All right, they're going to not dead after all the Fury, so we're going with the Sanctifier on turn 2. All right, here we go. Amiria's Call. We finally drew it. Let's play Plains, tap 2, just drop Sanctifier. Hope they don't have Shieldred's Edict. Exile the black card from their bin. They can't scam me anymore, pass turn. And we do have a nice little clock with just Sigarda's Aid and Shadow Spear. If they can't deal with the Sanctifier, we can start to attack them for 3 with lifelink every turn. They can attack through the Sanctifier with Fury, so that's pretty good. They don't even try. They kept a 1-lander. That's great news. All right, go to our turn. Play do we want to lead on Pure Steel Paladin? No, I really want this Shadow Spear to equip to my Sanctifier pretty badly, I think. I do like the idea of taking the draw step, but I kind of also want to not pay life. So we'll just play Amiria the Shattered Skyclave, and we will not pay 3 life. Then we'll play Sigarda's Aid. And then we'll just go ahead and jam Shadow Spear now. We won't slow roll anything. There's no reason to. Please equip to my Sanctifier. And then would we rather start racing them, or would we rather just like hold back and not take 8 every turn? I think I'd rather not take 8 every turn. We'll pass. And then next turn we can like try to Stoneforge, go grab Hammer. That could be pretty good. I don't hate it. All right, let's try that out. If they have a Shieldred's Edict, we're like kinda up Schitt's Creek without a paddle, but let's see what we can get away with. All right, white, play Stoneforge. All right, trigger the Stoneforge. They missed their chance to have the Edict, so we'll grab a Hammer. Colossus Hammer, go to combat, then move to blocks. And before damage, here is 1 Colossus Hammer. All right, Sigarda's Aid, target here. And I would very much like to use the ability, please. Yes. All right, 13 damage. Oh, did I do that after damage? Wow. Good job, Hammer. Oh, that was bad. It might not wind up mattering too much, because this thing has trample, lifelink, and protection from everything. But I think I have to take the hit from Fury now to continue to play around the Shieldred's Edict. All right, they conceded. They saw the writing on the walls anyway. I'm really glad it worked out, because like I had a feeling when I was doing it that I was like, oh no, did I like go past combat damage before putting the hammer on? Because they couldn't declare a block, so it would move straight through, and it did just that. So that sucked. Do we want to change anything else being on the draw? Maybe get out 1 more of our like Springleaf drums, since they're kind of poor on the draw, and then bring in another Solitude. I could see that. Maybe something like this. Or do we just want to like get our Ornithopters out of our deck? What if we did something more like this? Like took those out, brought in a Solitude, and then brought in either Esper Sentinel or another March. Let's bring in March. I'm actually going to try this. All right, we have no hammer things. We've got Solitude, which is a creature, but we're probably never going to play it. We'll like evoke it. But we do have Urza's Saga plus Sigarda's Aid, so we have the little hammer combo. I think this is a keep. I think if we keep something too fast, we're just going to get blown out by Fury, so we're just going to keep this. This hand gets pretty blinked by Blood Moon, like the Urza Saga gets awful. But being able to Solitude like an attempt at a start on like a Fury or Grief Scam is pretty good. They mulligan to 4, okay, not bad. Blackcleave Cliffs, you going to play a creature? They're going to Thought Seize me? Okay, they probably just take my Sigarda's Aid, which is unfortunate. Yeah, there goes the Aid, rip. Thought Seize bug, love to see it. All right, planes, tap the planes, play Sigarda's Aid, get fucked. Pass. That couldn't have gone any better, honestly. Delta, sure, F6. Surge of Salvation, pretty good. I'm gonna play around like my best case scenarios because they mulled to 4. So I'm gonna pretend they just don't have a Blood Moon. They very well could have a Blood Moon, but we're gonna try to work it out so they don't. Just play Urza Saga past the turn. All right, they fetch, swamp. They play a Blood Crypt, shock it. Do you have a Blood Moon? All right, well that happens. You did it. You Blood Moon my Urza Saga. My turn. Luckily we have land drops and Solitudes. All right, let's play the plains and pass. We're actually getting to the point where we may hope to draw 2 more lands and start just hard casting Solitudes. Nothing? Pass to me. Amiria's Call. All right, there's a land. We'll play the other side of Amiria's Call. There's a Blood Moon in play, so it comes into play untapped. Love that. We've got 2 basic plains, so we can cast our Solitudes. We're just passing. Another land. They can't hard cast Grief, which is kind of good. Pass to us. Take a draw step. It's Solitude number 4. Well, I know what our plan is. It's to draw our 5th land. F6. This has to be the funniest hammer hand in the planet. I just need this for my records, actually. Also, I just love doing anything that Andrea Mengucci does. Wow, that's funny as shit. All right, get rid of that for a moment. Oh, they're just passing to me. Love to see it. My turn. Land number 5, please. Oh, it's a plains. All right, we're just gonna start jamming Solitude at the end of each of my opponent's turns and seeing if they can do anything about it. Pass, cast Solitude. Boom. Trigger Solitude. Do nothing with it. Do you have removal? All right, my turn. Good talk. Now I have Surge of Salvation up. That's pretty good. Oh, that's a Nettle Cyst? I'm sorry. All right, let's go to combat. Let's attack. They're gonna tap 2 and cast Orcish Bowmasters. Yeah, can they? Nettle Cyst is gonna give Solitude +2/+2. So I'm gonna let them do this actually. All right, Bowmasters comes into play. You assign a damage. That happens. You wanna go to blocks? All right, they block. Tap for 1, 2, 3. Cast Nettle Cyst. All right, trigger Sigardazade, attach it to Solitude. And is it +1/+1? Perfect. Yes, use Sigardazade's ability. All right, now Solitude is a what? A 5/4. Love to see it. I'll gain 5. And that's all I got. Go. You gonna attack me? For 1? No, you're gonna block a 5/4 Solitude. All right, take a draw step. Springleaf Drum? Sure. We'll not play it because we just want to have Solitude out. So we'll go to combat. Attack for 5. You gonna block? They're gonna block. We'll go to 30. Not dead after all? Yeah, sure. Or I could just Solitude it. What if I did that? Yeah, I don't want them to keep blocking. So what if I just Solitude this thing? I think I'm just gonna do that. Boom, Solitude number 2. Exile Orcish Bowmasters, who cares? All right, nice, not dead after all. Go. Nothing? I got you on a 2-turn clock, right? This is 8 damage twice. Amiria's Call. Can't cast that, so we'll play it as a land. Then we can just drop our Springleaf Drum to make our Solitude bigger. Go to combat, attack with everything, beep beep. They tap for 2, Bowmasters, sure dude. You're gonna put the damage on my Solitude. What if I just Surge here? I guess I could just cast Solitude number 3 and not care. Yeah, we'll just do that. We'll let them assign blockers first. All right, how do you want to block? All right, we're gonna Solitude that Orc. I want to keep all of my Solitudes, please. This leaves Springleaf Drum up just in case they try to evoke a Fury, so I can Surge. So I don't hate that. We'll just pass the turn. You're getting bullied by a gang of Solitudes, dude. How do you feel? Combat? Sure. No attacks, I assume. All right, well, I'm not pulling my punches. I'm just gonna attack with everything again. Urza Saga, dead draw. Go to combat. Just all of it. Terminate, target my nice Solitude. How about Surge? What now? All right, cool. We win. The team of Solitudes does the job. Really happy to beat Scam. I'm kind of bored of Scam at this point and I want it to go away. All right, 2-0. Let's get into round 3. All right, round 3, we lost the die roll. Absolutely loathe to see it. And this opener looks close. We've got a Sentinel and a Sigardazade. So we've got like the creature and way to put hammer on thing out of the way, but we don't have much to follow up from. Also, the 2 Ornithopters don't really provide any value. If we had a way to get a hammer, this hand would be a home run. But we don't, so I think we're just going to take a mulligan here. All right, this hand kind of has it all. It's got Sigardazade. Stoneforge Mystic is both a creature and a thing that gets a hammer. We've also got the sneaky Caldra Complete. Something you can do with this deck that we'll try to set up here is you play your Stoneforge, and then you search up a hammer, and then your opponent goes, oh, well, I can deal with the hammer, or I can deal with the Sigardazade, or I can do whatever. And then you activate Stoneforge, and you just put in the Caldra Complete that was in your opener. So that's a line we can try to take. This hand looks really good. The only downside of this hand is what am I mulliganing? Because I don't really want to lose anything from my hand. This is like a very good hand. I guess I could forego the Stoneforge trick since I'm not going to be able to protect it on curve. Yeah, I think as cool as that trick is that I was just talking about with Caldra, I think I love all my lands. So, because like Inkmoth plus the Sigardazade with a hammer is a kill. I can back it up with Surge of Salvation. Urza Saga is a mid-game plan. I think we just got to ship this Caldra. It's unfortunate, but it's where we are. And we'll keep this. I don't want to ship Urza Saga because it's just a solid land in the mid-game. And I don't want to ship Inkmoth Nexus because probably how we're going to try to kill our opponent. All right. They play Mishra's Research Desk and pass. I wonder what that even means. Take a draw step. It's Amiria's Call. Not bad. Makes me wish that I had shipped my planes, but we didn't have information to do so that would have been an unhinged thing to ship. We'll just play Sigardazade and pass. All right, they're gonna crack their research desk, sure. Ooh, Flame Slash, that's cool. Oh, they missed their land drop. Ooh, awful news, dude. Let's go ahead and drop an Urza's Saga because they can't Blood Moon us because they missed their land drop. We'll trigger the Saga. Now I can make mana, so I can go 1, 2, play Stoneforge. And since we have an aid, we are just gonna go grab a hammer. 1 hammer for me, and then we will pass. There is an argument, a strong one, that we could have played Inkmoth Nexus instead. That way, if they tap out to deal with the Stoneforge Mystic, we can activate Nexus, attack, hammer it, and they die. But I'm going to be quite frank. I didn't think about it when I played the Urza Saga, so lost opportunities there, but that's okay. They play another research desk, sure. We might just hardcast Nettle Cyst or just start making Urza Saga tokens, to be honest. We'll just pass to our turn, take a draw. It's a giver, trigger the Urza Saga. That's great. We can now play Giver of Runes to like try to back up the creature we put the hammer on, but that lets us not activate our Saga. So I think we're just going to play Inkmoth Nexus. Alternatively, I could just jam the Giver of Runes. If I could protect my Giver of Runes with Surge, I might do it, but I need to get the Inkmoth Nexus into play because that's the way I'm going to angle for the kill. I kind of feel like I should just be making Saga tokens here. Or should I get Froggy and just drop the Giver? That's really hard. This is a tough spot. I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to do here. You know what? I'm just going to pass because what I can do is I'll make a token at their end step. Then on my turn, I'll activate my Inkmoth Nexus with mana from the Saga, search for the hammer. Hammer comes into play, triggers Sigarda's Aid, put the hammer on the Nexus, and if they try to remove my my Nexus, I can surge it. I think that's the line I want to take here. Any Hammer players watching are probably like pulling their hair out because these lines that I'm like coming up with are really intuitive, normal Hammer lines that good Hammer players would find like pretty quickly. But I missed them. Okay, destroy target land. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card and put it into the battlefield tapped. Shuffle, draw a card. I want to use this Nexus to get busy. Let's go ahead and activate Nexus to itself and then surge it. Surge of Salvation. Permanents you control. I didn't need to do that, I guess. I thought I needed to make it a creature to protect it. Oopsie. Unholy Heat it. Okay, that happens. That's unfortunate. I've miffed that line. All right, Wildfire. I don't even get the land. Ugh. Adrian, you should have thought about that. You had like a really good kill confirm. Okay, let's go ahead and go to my turn. This Urza Saga is going to trigger. I might have to go get Springleaf Drum off of it. Alternatively, I guess I can float the mana, get Springleaf Drum, play Giver of Runes, then Esper Sentinel. I don't hate that. Let's do that. Let's go float a colorless. Let the trigger resolve. We'll grab Springleaf. We could also grab Pithing Needle naming Urza Saga. That's an interesting one. But I think I want to deploy... I can deploy both of my creatures anyway, though, right? I can bolt in the Amarius Call as a land and then play Esper Sentinel and Giver of Runes. But then I can't flash in a hammer to protect it from a damage-based removal spell. No, I'm just going to grab Springleaf Drum. Can I use the mana other than getting the hammer into play? I don't think I can. Maybe I just need to get bold and grab like Shadow Spear. Or no, Pithing Needle. And name Urza Saga so they can't grind out any tokens. I kind of like that. Let's just do that. Pithing Needle. We're going to name Urza's Saga. Okay, then we can play Amarius Call, bolt it into play, and hope we just don't get like destroyed. Alternatively, I could not play the Giver of Runes. No, wait, I can just do it all, right? How are they going to kill my Esper Sentinel without damage? Let's just go wild. I'm going to play Colossus Hammer, trigger the hammer. It's going to get attached to the Esper Sentinel. I have screwed this game up so bad. Oh well, who cares? Let's tap for white, play Giver, and just F6. I don't know. How do you beat an 11-11? Okay, you got it. Trigger it. Now at least they can't make a construct to block, so that's pretty cool. Seasoned Pyro. That makes a pretty good group of blockers. But I can use Giver to give Esper Sentinel protection from red, so that's quite good. Pit Shadow Spear and Fury. Sure. Play a mountain. What now? Flame Slash. Trigger the Esper Sentinel. I'll draw a card. They probably want to just take out my Giver. Sure. Okay, is that it? My turn? I just drew Inkmoth. That's not the worst. Let's play Inkmoth. Let's go to combat. I'm just getting busy. Take a chump if you want. I don't really care. Chumped. All right, go to main phase 2. I'm just going to jam my buddy Nettle Cyst. Trigger the Nettle Cyst. I'm not going to attach it to Stoneforge Mystic. I'm going to leave it attached to the Germ. All right, now we have a 5/5. Sweet. Pass turn. All right, you can float mana, but no constructs for you. I wonder what they're going to go get. Haywire Might. Ew, that's gross. All right, they cracked the Mishra's research deck. They need to find a green source, it looks like. Another research deck, sure. All right, that triggers Esper Sentinel. I get to draw a card when they cast it. Horizon Canopy, not the worst. The research deck, sure. Do you find a green source? Doesn't look like it. Unholy Heat, buy Germ Token. It was good knowing you, dude. All right, pass to me. Or are you going to attack? They want to get busy. Sure, I'll take 2. All right, my turn. Horizon Canopy. Do I want to take a redraw now? I might. Yeah, I think we're going to take our draw. All right, sacrifice using this. Draw an Ornithopter. Not amazing, but I'll play it. All right, how much do you cost to equip? 2? So I can make a giant Ornithopter. I probably wait to do that so I can protect it, my Ornithopter with Surge. So we'll just get busy for 11. Beep, beep, block with your token. They're not going to block. They go to 9. Okay, pass turn. Play a... No, they're going to unearth the research desk. So that doesn't trigger my Sentinel, unfortunately. All right, crack research desk. Ooh, demolition. Demolition field? Sure. All right, what now? Go to combat, attack for 4? Probably just 2, right? Yeah, just 2. I take 2. Ouch. Mishra's research desk gets exiled. It's a delayed trigger. It's already gone, but the trigger still puts itself on the stack. We'll go to my turn. We'll draw Sigarda's Aid. Kind of a meaningless draw here. We'll play Plains. I guess the Sigarda's Aid does make the Nettlecyst more potent. How many artifacts and enchantments do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I play Sigarda's Aid, it'll be 7. And if I activate Inkmoth Nexus, it'll be 8. I'm 1 short of Lethal Force right now. Although I could get him with my Inkmoth Nexus as well. Let's just get crazy. Let's go 1, 2. Well, no, they have 2 mana, so they could actually remove something if I tap out, right? Yeah, I'd really prefer not to get blown out by like an Unholy Heat or something, because if I equip the Nettlecyst and activate Inkmoth Nexus to attack, I'm tapped out, so I can't use Surge. So let's just be conservative. Tap 2, Nettlecyst, equip here. They're gonna Lightning Bolt, that triggers Esper Sentinel, so I get to draw a card. And then I get to tap 4 white and cast Surge. Okay, good talk. Climbs up on top of the Ornithopter. We'll just go ahead and activate this to itself right now, just to get that last little bit of damage in. Go to combat, attack with everything. They have to block the Sentinel with something. Beep beep. Take 7, go to 2. All right, your go, buddy. Wait, I can play my Amiria's Call as land, so I probably should. Oh no, I've already played land. What am I talking about? Go. Demolition Field my Nexus, sure. I would love to use the ability. Let's get a basic Plains. They get a forest, so now they can use their Haywire Might. They play Saga, sure. I'm really glad I have this Pithing Needle down on Saga. You're gonna get busy for 3. I'm surprised they don't get busy with the Might since they probably need to sack it. Oh, I guess they can block the Esper Sentinel, then destroy the Nettlecyst, right? Yeah, although they should probably, no, I guess they have to do it that way. They have to risk me drawing another Surge of Salvation. Plains, I mean, we just gotta get busy, right? Yeah, let's go for it. Plains, go to combat, attack with all my creatures. They're gonna get to go to 4, which is unfortunate. Block the Esper Sentinel, sacrifice the Haywire Might to destroy the Nettlecyst. You got it, all gone. All right, take nothing. Play Sigarda's Aid here? I feel like I do. There are some tricks you can do when you have 2 Sigarda's Aids. You can choose multiple targets for a Colossus Hammer or something. It plays weird into removal, so we'll just pass turn here. Saga triggers, sure. Ooh, our opponent smells blood. They're gonna get busy with Den. Probably just the Den, right? That way they can block with Seasoned Pyro. All right, I'll take 4. This will also let them exile the Seasoned Pyro from their graveyard, which is quite good. No lands, please. Ornithopter, not great. I guess it gives us some blocking options. We'll play Ornithopter. We will go to combat, attack for 11, because we just kind of have to. All right, we'll take out the Spyro. And then we could play Amiria's Call. We're actually only, what, 2 short lands from making 2 4/4, so we're just gonna pass. Saga trigger 3. I wonder if they're gonna get another research desk, maybe? What are you tapping mana for? You can't activate the Saga. Got a Pithing Needle. All right, you floated mana. Another research desk. Come on, Stoneforge. I would be just so happy to draw, like, Shadow Spear and end this game. All right, so they're gonna get busy with a Den. Do we just block everything? Preserve our life total for as long as possible? I think so. All right, they make a 1/1. We can go to blocks. I'll block here and here. Okie dokie. Go to damage, I take nothing. Come on, draw step, be good to us. They crack the desk, sure. Fury? You could evoke Fury if you wanted. Speed your clock up. They're not gonna do it, so we take a draw step. Come on, no whammies. Unfortunate. At this point, I'm gonna stop attacking with the Sentinel just so they can't keep freely getting in with Den. So we'll just pass the turn. Go. They can still hardcast Fury here, which is unfortunate. Fury comes into play, you got it. Take out Ornithopter. Very dead Ornithopter. They can attack. Well, I mean, they could. They'd lose at 1/1. All right, go to my turn. Come on, draw step. Esper Sentinel, number 2. I mean, I guess we're just gonna play it. And then, yeah, there's still no reason to drop this Amaria's Call. We'll just pass the turn. Field of Ruin. Good thing I have so many basics. Ooh, they're gonna get busy. Alarming. Leave a 1/1 back to block. I like that. All right, we need to block. Let me see. Fury can assign 6 points of damage to my Esper Sentinel. So that puts it in Unholy Heat range. So how we're gonna block is we'll put the tiny Esper Sentinel in front of the Fury and the big one in front of the Den. Come on, literal draw step. Draw us the thing we need. We haven't seen it yet. Just show it to me. Come on, it's a Springleaf Drum? You must be kidding me. We're gonna deploy the Springleaf Drum. Can I live for another turn? Yeah, if they don't have Bolt, I can block the Fury. So I guess that means if I draw a land, I can cast Amiria's Call. But we can't attack. These draw steps have been brutal. That little slip up in the early game really messed us up. We should have just cast the Surge of Salvation, but I thought it only gave your creatures the protection and hexproof. All right, they go to combat, probably swang with everything, forcing a block. Telling me they definitely have Bolt, right? Yeah, let's go to blocks. Block here, okay? Now, if they have the Bolt, I at least get to draw a card off the Sentinel. And potentially I can draw Surge. Den tapped, sure. Oh, they can exile their little buddy, their Seasoned Pyromancer. Come on, crack top deck. Pure Steel, you are not at all what I need. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. All right, we're going to game 2. I'm a little salty. That game one, I'm pretty sure I was supposed to win that game one, but I screwed it up. Okay, what's good against red decks? How about creatures with protection from red? Probably a pretty good start, yeah. I think Surge is quite good. I don't know if I like March. March could be pretty good against their sagas, maybe. I don't like Ginger. I don't want a second Pithing Needle. I don't think Solitude's quite where I want to be at. Drannith Magistrate, probably not great. Although Drannith Magistrate does blank their Mishra's research desks. They might not be playing Blood Moon. They play sagas of their own, so maybe I can like stay on my saga plan. Do I want Solitudes? Probably not. What do we want to get rid of? Let's play around the Fury, trim some of this Ornithopter plan. Do I just cut all my Ornithopters? They're mono red. They're just going to get picked off like flies. Yeah, cut all the Ornithopters and maybe 2 Springleaf Drums since they're way worse without the playset of Ornithopter. And then just do it like this. This could probably be fine. I still like Pithing Needle in the matchup well enough. In a pinch, I can name Mishra's research desk. So we'll side these in and let's go. All right, I'll take the play. Opener looks sketchy. We've got multiple Sentinels. And a Stoneforge Mystic with a Nexus. Ultimately, I think we can do better, but the double Sentinel is really enticing. Ultimately, I don't think there's enough critical mass. We're going to have to mulligan, but this hand's really close. Take a mulligan. This one has White Source, Sentinel, Stoneforge. This one's a little bit closer. I think we'll keep it and ship the Pithing Needle. Hope that they don't side out their Urza Sagas for Blood Moons. All right, see a Needle. Maybe we'll just lead on the Sentinel. In this matchup, the likelihood that they're going to remove whatever 1-drop I play is pretty high. I want to at least draw a card. So let's go White, Sentinel, pass turn. It's a bummer because what I would have liked to do is play Giver, and then they play Haywire Might. Okay, that exiles, so it can still remove my Caldra. So the line I was thinking of was maybe I play Giver of Runes, then play Stoneforge Mystic, cheat in Caldra, and then I'm good to go. But the Haywire might have something to say about that. So let's take a draw step. It's a Nexus, not the worst. Let's play Urza's Saga, trigger the Saga. It can make mana now, think about that. And then let's go for a white and a colorless and play Stoneforge Mystic. Trigger the Stoneforge. I would love to use its ability. We're just gonna we're gonna be very level-headed and grab Hammer. Although we don't have a way to equip it, so maybe we just grab Nettle Cyst. I could see that being reasonable since our Saga is gonna get us a Hammer anyway. Or maybe we just get Caldra. Maybe they don't find the green source in time. I'm gonna meet in the middle and grab Nettle Cyst just so I can hardcast it in case they do mess with my Stoneforge Mystic. Then I'm just gonna pass. I don't think they'll trade Haywire Might for Sentinel, but I value my Sentinel enough where I'm not going to offer it yet. Of course, they could just Fury me here, but that's why I got the Nettle Cyst so I can at least cast it. Tap for 1. What do we do in Play Mobile? I feel like I've played this person before. Unholy Heat, trigger Sentinel, sure. Pay it. All right, they're paying it. So that's a dead Sentinel, unfortunate. Oh, they're killing Stony. That's kind of weird. I'm just going to cast the Nettle Cyst, whatever. All right, now at this point, I think I would take the trade for the Haywire Might. So we'll take a draw. Ooh, it's a Colossus Hammer. All right, Saga goes up to 2. Do I hold back mana and just plan to make Saga tokens? Could be. Play Nexus. Let's go to combat and just attack. I'll take the trade. No trade, go to 19. Oh, they do trade. Got it. All right, they go to 22. And then, yeah, I'm just going to make Saga tokens for a little while. Research desk. Blast Zone. Well, at least they can't remove 0 drops, right? Season Pyro. Can't stop you, buddy. You've got a Pyro. Pitching a couple of research desks. That's pretty good. All right, end of your turn. Let's go ahead and make a dude. My turn, trigger on the stack. I'll make another dude. Nope, not like that. Boom. We drew a Pierce Steel, which is actually pretty good. I think that means we need to go get our last Springleaf Drum off of the Saga. All right, Saga triggers, Springleaf Drum. Then we can play another Saga, trigger the Saga. Probably want to play the Hammer out now anyway. So I think we're going to do that because we're going to play Pierce Steel and we want the Hammer already in place so they can't kill my Pierce Steel in response to me playing Hammer so I can't equip it. I don't want to run into that. So we're going to go tap for a colorless, play Colossus Hammer. Then we can go to combat and just attack for 4. Looks like they take, that's fine. Then we're going to add white here and we're just going to play Giver and pass. Bolt Giver makes sense. Field of Ruin, gross. Pop my Saga now, that makes sense. Let's go grab a Plains. That's a big bummer because I could have used that Saga to grab Shadow Spear and close the game out, but that's fine. We've still got a lot of power in play. All right, they come in for what? 1? Take 1. Is that it? All right, my turn. Another Giver. Technically, I can go for the kill here. No, because my stupid Inkmoth Nexus will lose flying. Maybe I just get busy with both constructs, play Giver of Runes, and then tap it to play Nettle Cyst. Although I want more damage, so let's go ahead and tap, play Giver, tap this for white, tap the Giver of Runes, make 1/2 more mana, and play Nettle Cyst. That'll grow my constructs. Then go to combat and attack with everything that I can. They assign a blocker and take 5, sure. Alright, opponent, you're up. Urza Saga, sure. I've got a Giver, so we almost have a line here. Of course, this mono red deck, I am fully expecting that they'll find a way to deal with the Giver. If they don't, I'm gonna give a construct per red and kill them. What is this, Fury? Blast Zone, destroy all 1-drops. Sad, but yeah, that does seem to be the best play. Flame Slash, yeah, you have all of it, buddy. They can't get busy unless they just get busy with Pyro, so they just pass to me, okay. Draw Forge Anew. That's a great top deck. All right, let's play it. Forge Anew. We're gonna get a hammer back. Equip the hammer for 0. I guess we just go to combat first, right? Make them block both. Yeah, go to combat. Attack with all creatures, because I can equip as though I had flash. So they have to just block both. Well, there you go. I guess we'll just like equip anyway here and then let damage happen. And then next turn I can try to kill him with Ink Moth too. So we'll just pass. Urza Saga triggers. They can make a dude now. All right, they concede. We got a game 3. Ugh. All right, do we want to change anything based on what we saw that game? I don't think so. Maybe Pithing Needle's like pretty good, but I think 1's still enough. No, I think we'll just keep the deck the way it is. Forge Anew is a pretty great one of in this deck. That like saved our asses. We were basically threatened to like have to grind for 6 more turns before being able to do anything. And then the Forge Anew, we just drew it and it won us the game. So that was pretty sweet. All right, this hand, let's see here. I kind of don't hate this hand. We have technically a hammer, a way to attach a hammer, creatures, and the Stoneforge trick. We have a white mana, Inkmoth Nexus, and Urza Saga. What I'm going to try to do is keep this hand and slow roll the Stoneforge Mystic. Hopefully we draw a white source number 2. Try to play it behind the beat of our Surge of Salvation and force the issue with Kaldra. That might not be enough, but I'm willing to try it since I'm just unfamiliar with the deck, to be honest. So, or like relatively unfamiliar. I'm not as good at this deck as I am with most decks. Of course, they lead on Haywire Might. You hate to see it. All right, what's the draw? Another Amiri's Call? Actually, not bad. I did need a second white source. Let's play the Shattered Sky, tapped, and pass. Mishra's Research Desk. I'm F6ing. Attack for 1. I'll take it. My turn. Another Stoneforge. So maybe we can cast the first Stoneforge and then protect the second one with the Surge, yeah? Good talk, me. And do we want to deploy the Saga now to get a hammer as fast as possible for the Pierce Steel? I think both of those things are what we want. So we'll play the Urza Saga, trigger Saga to make mana. And then we'll play Stoneforge, and we'll grab a Colossus Hammer. Give me one of them hammers. And then we'll just pass the turn. They can kill that Stoneforge all they want. You got it. We'll unfortunately probably have to bolt in this Amiri's Call. They go to combat, attack for 1. I wonder if they need to demo field my Saga this turn. Probably not, right? It's probably just better off if they play like a Spyro or something right now. Oh, they do demo field. Okay, sure. I would love to get a Plains. Now I don't have to bolt in the Amiri's Call, so that's great. All right, my turn. I have to be careful with this Haywire Might. I now need to time my Kaldra Complete with Surge of Salvation. So that's something I gotta be really careful about. Let's just go ahead and drop another Stoneforge, trigger the Stoneforge. I think I'm actually interested in maybe a Shadow Spear this turn. Yeah, I think I'm interested in just grabbing a Shadow Spear right now. So we'll do that. And then I think I want to hold up Surge. Do I want to protect my Stoneforge? I think I do. Yeah, we'll just pass. Go. Crack the Research Deck? Sure. Flame Slash, you got it, dude. They're going to Flame Slash my Stoneforge. I got 5 minutes on the clock and I need to do some thinking. I can protect it the Surge. Alternatively, I could next turn bolt in Amari's Call, play Sigarda's Aid, activate Inkmoth Nexus, attack after blockers, flash, and a hammer. Let me see. The Amari's Call casts the Sigarda's Aid, the Plains activates the Nexus, and I attack with it. And then the last mana flashes in the hammer. So I can't protect with Surge from that avenue anyway. So I think I will go ahead and try to protect my Stoneforge here. All right, they bolted. They just used 2 pieces of removal. All right, so maybe we're going for the kill this coming turn. No, they've still got the Haywire Might just untapped with mana. Urza Saga, sure. Go to combat. I think attacking for 1 is pretty free, so they do that. Go to my turn. Okay, untap. Draw another Sigarda's Aid. All right, how do we do this turn? What if I just play 2 Sigarda's Aids and pass? What does that do for me? Or do I just drop Pure Steel and draw a bunch of cards off of hammers? No, because that exposes Pure Steel. I think I'm going to play a Sigarda's Aid. And I know they can kill my my Inkmoth with the Haywire Might. I might need them to do that. Let's play this. Let's bolt it into play. Let's go ahead and just jam Pure Steel Paladin and hold up jamming a hammer at their end step to try to draw a card at the Pure Steel. And if they don't do anything, I just won't jam hammer. Tricky spot. I feel like I have the tools to do anything I want, but like not the experience to do the job I need to do here. All right, you're gonna attack me. That would be really dumb. All right, here I'm just gonna jam the Shadow Spear just to draw a card off Pure Steel, or try to anyway. They've only got 2 in hand. Pure Steel is going to draw me a card. They're going to cast into the fire my Shadow Spear. Okay, that's fine. And then I get to draw a card. Yes, I will use the ability. There's no equipment, but who cares? I will draw a card. Another Pure Steel? Sure. All right, my turn. Surge? Oh shit, that's pretty good. All right, let's get busy with Nexus. All right, go to combat. Attack with both. Go to blocks. Tap white, cast Colossus Hammer. stack the triggers like this, try to put it on my Inkmoth Nexus. They pop the Might, I'll tap and cast Surge. Do you have a Bolt? They have a Spike Field Hazard. You got to be kidding me. All right, well, they're Hellbent, so we've got some action, I guess. Hello, everybody. Editing Neon Mushroom here. I'm here to try to help you not make the same mistake I just made in this game. Some of you probably didn't even notice what just happened, and the rest of you are probably pulling your hair out. I didn't realize this until the editing portion of the game. I've made this mistake twice now. Surge of Salvation gives all of your permanents hexproof. So what I could have done, instead of activating Inkmoth Nexus and then attacking and then trying to retroactively protect it with Surge, I could have cast Surge first and then activated Inkmoth Nexus. What that would have done was made it so my Inkmoth Nexus was not an artifact, so they couldn't Haywire Might it, and it wasn't a creature, so they couldn't Spike Field Hazard it, and then that just kills them because I attack with the Inkmoth Nexus, who has hexproof, I flash in the hammer, and my opponent just dies. Instead, we mess it up. So we should be 3-0 here. If we were a better hammer player, we'd be 3-0 here, but we weren't. So learn from my mistake and don't throw games by not reading cards. But only 2 minutes to do it. We get to draw a card. All right. March will take care of a token off of the Urza Saga. So here we go, I guess. But we need many more artifacts to make Metalcraft. So the spot we're in is kind of tricky. God, our opponent had literally everything, huh? Hate to see that. You've got a 1/1 construct. Go get your research deck. All right. They flame slash my Pure Steel. That's fine. Crack the research desk. Get a Saga. Play it. Sure. All right. My turn. Inkmoth, that's pretty good. Play Inkmoth, tap. Let's go ahead and march this construct token for just 0. And then I guess we can play a Pure Steel Paladin. Yeah? Yeah. All right, go. You know, in hindsight, we probably should have marched the Saga. My thinking is I need to connect now, but they can just make another Saga token. So that's pretty rough. What an icky spot. Desk, sure. Yeah, you got it. Engineered explosives? Gross and stinky. I guess they can't crack it. Tap Den. This is our 1 opening. Sure. All right. Draw Sanctifier in Vec. I can't actually get this Colossus Hammer onto anything, can I? I'm short 1 artifact. What do we do here? We go white, Sanctifier in Vec. Yeah, that triggers. That's fine. Activate the Inkmoth Nexus. Can't equip this for 0, right? Nope. Go to combat, attack with everything, and then pass. Oh, rough. I think we can eventually win this game, but I think our time's just not on our side. We got like less than a minute and a half left. They trigger the Saga. They're gonna make a dude. And EE's on 1. Ugh. They make a dude, sure. Shadow Spear, very gross and stinky. Pyro, ugh. Well, they can't crack EE. Yeah, I think I just don't have enough, like, oh my God, another Sigardizade? Are you kidding me? Ugh. All right, activate Nexus, go to combat, attack with Nexus, and then drop another Sigardizade, I guess, since I have another one in my hand. All right, F6. They play a mountain, sure, dude. What costs that much mana? Is it Fury? Oh, I hate it. F6. They can't deal with the Sanctifier, but they can deal with pretty much the only other thing that matters, which is my Pure Steel Paladin. I will declare no blocks for the construct. Take a draw. Esper Sentinel? Yeah, we just can't get the job done, unfortunately. Ugh, that one was close. That time we lost to the mess up in game 1 was awful. So that puts us at 2-1 going into game 4. Wish I was 4-0. All right, round 4, and we lose the die roll. The worst. What's our opener look like? No white mana? You know, I'd keep this if we had an Ornithopter, because we could jam Urza Saga, Springleaf Drum, Ornithopter, Sentinel, and that would be good enough. But since we don't have that, we're gonna have to take a mulligan. We've got the white source. We've got the Mystic, which can go grab the hammer. We're just missing a way to attach the hammer. I think on 6, this is reasonable. We've got a Surge to protect Stoneforge. Maybe we can get Caldra. I think we'll try this. We'll ship our redundant Sentinel. All right, let's give it a shot. Pass to me, sure. Pure Steel, there's a way to attach a hammer. Horizon Canopy, tap for white, play Stoneforge Mystic. They fetch, sure, what do you have, Stern Scolding? Or are you just gonna like cast Opt, or not Opt, consider. F6, dude, I don't have nothing for you. Oh, this is Living End. Unfortunate. We gotta get this done fast. All right, there's a Sentinel. Grief me. Ew, gross, F6. What do they take, Stoneforge? It's gotta be Stoneforge, right? There it goes. Stomping Ground, shock it in. Probably cycle some stuff on my end stuff. That makes sense. All right, draw another Inkmoth. Not great, but not the worst either. I'm gonna go ahead and tap for colorless. Drop a Springleaf Drum, and then tap for a white, and drop a Pure Steel, hoping they can't Cascade. If they can, at least I take a draw, but also I get Stoneforge back, so that's actually reasonable. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure how the Living End matchup's supposed to go. Oh, they're gonna do Waker of Waves? Okay, sure. What is it, a tapped Water Grave, so they don't have it? Great, F6. Take a draw. It's a Plains. I wanted that to be something way cooler. Do I just draw through with my Horizon Canopy? I think so. Let's go ahead and sacrifice this to draw a card. Maybe it'll be a hammer. Nope, Giver of Runes. Okay, we'll play Plains. And then I guess we go to combat and just ship in with the team. All right, from there, we just pass. I don't think I'm going to extend with my Giver of Runes just because, like, the chance that they're going to find a living end soon is pretty high. Although Generous End won't do it, so that's cool. All right, pass to you, dude. Now, on the bright side, what happens if they living end here is I lose my board. And they get a huge... Well, I guess at this point it doesn't matter. They've got too much action in their bin. But what would be nice is since my Stoneforge Mystic gets reanimated, I can go get Caldra Complete, and then I can cheat it into play. But that's looking like it's not going to matter so much. Oh, they're going to hardcast Curator? Sure. All right, you've got a Curator of Mysteries. Stony? Not bad. Let's cast Stoneforge Mystic, I guess. Trigger the Stoneforge Mystic. I will go grab a hammer. Boom, Colossus Hammer. All right, they could force this, so be it. I think I need to try to put this hammer into play. I could wait, I guess. I could wait and like try to attach it to Inkmoth Nexus, but no, I think I need to just hope they don't have force, right? Yeah, let's just jam hammer. Do you have a Force of Negation opponent? You don't? Cool, I'll draw a card off Pure Steel Paladin. Another hammer? They might be dead. Okay. Use this to make a white, tapping Stoneforge, play another hammer, trigger my Pure Steel, draw a card. This hammer, wait, I can play this. No, I've already played land. I can equip this here, and I can equip this here, go to combat and ship the team in. All right, great. That was really lucky. I just drew 2 hammers in one. What's good against Living End? Probably not Surge Ginger, probably not Pithy Needle. Surge might be. Drannith is definitely good. It blinks the Cascade. Sanctifier, I don't think it's quite good enough. It's got like pro black and red, but like they've just got a bunch of blue creatures that wind up in their bin and green creatures. So I don't think Sanctifier is where we want to be. Solitude's like fine-ish, but I don't think it's how we're going to win the matchup. So I think these 4 are pretty good. And I think going fast is what we want to be doing. So we're not trimming the Ornithopter package at all. Let's cut Pithing Needle, a single copy of Amaria's Call. We're definitely just going with the trim from the edges plan with this sideboard plan, I think, because our main sideboard card is literally just Drannith Magistrate to try to blink their living ends. Maybe like 1 Ornithopter. Maybe I can just trim 1 and that's okay. And then like what else though? Maybe Sentinel's not that strong. It's very possible that Sentinel's not super strong. Maybe we'll trim one of those. I'm just going to trim a bunch of corners and bring in these cards and hope that it's good enough. Submit. All right, let's see what we got here. We have Plains, Sigarda's Aid, Hammer, Springleaf Drum. We've got a 1-lander, but we literally have every piece of the combo in our hand. I'm just going to be a little crazy and keep it. We'll draw the land, or an Ornithopter. Either one will be fine. Grief, sure. What's their take on Grief? Probably just the hammer itself. I would have to assume that's what they want. F6. Maybe Drannith Magistrate, just because they can't beat it. Yeah, there goes Magistrate. Sure. There's a Blood Crypt. Shock it into play, pass to me, draw land. Damn it, not a land. All right, we'll play our land, and then I think we'll just jam Springleaf Drum to have like the high upside of drawing land, going Pure Steel into Sigarda's Aid. Could be pretty good. Cycle, I don't care about you cycling Generous End, dude. All right, you're up. Shock and Pool, sure. Cycle Architects of Will, okay. Cycle Striped River Rinder, sure. Take a draw step. Surge of Salvation, well, that went poorly. I guess we took the coin flip and we lost it, but we'll play Sigarda's Aid and just pass. We've got like 1 more turn to try to draw the land. Of course, if they just living in here, it's like womp womp, because then they get to grief us. Okay, there it is. Yeah, we'll concede the game. I like that coin flip. If we drew land, like we may have been able to kill them before they could even get off the ground. And we just had the Drannith Magistrate. That said, I think I like everything in my deck still, so we're just going to resubmit. You on the die roll, would you like to play first? Of course I would. We got land, Drannith Magistrate. We can Surge of Salvation to not get griefed. Seems kind of good. We'll keep. There's not a lot of hammer stuff going, but we can try to lock our opponents out. All right, here's a Plains and a pass. Breeding Pool, shocking into play. You gonna grief me or what? No? Sick. Take a draw step. Another Plains. Great. Do we just jam Drannith Magistrate? I think we do. Urza Saga, triggers, makes mana. 2 Drannith Magistrate. All right, F6. You can cycle all you want. I don't know of any hard removal that Living End plays, so I'm hoping they have to they can't deal with the Magistrate here, and then I can just untap a Surge of Salvation. There's of course a chance that I could have waited till turn 3 to hold up Surge for the Drannith, but I really don't know of what Living End does to deal with the resolved Drannith. Pass. Now we just have Drannith in play, resolved, good to go. All right, we draw another Surge. Urza Saga gets a counter. As much as it would be nice to hold up Surges, I think I am just jamming Saga tokens. So let's play a Springleaf Drum, pass the turn. We won't even attack because we need the Drannith Magistrate to make mana. Cycle Waker of Waves, sure. Maybe we do just protect our Drannith Magistrate though. Maybe they play Dismember. That could be something I could see them wanting to do. And if they do that and they just dismember my Drannith Magistrate and we get living ended, our entire game plan falls apart. So we'll have to see what they do. They shock in Stomping Ground. Nope, it's tapped. They're passing to me. Moment of truth. Do I play around Dismember? I think I'm going to. I'm just going to take a draw step. All right, now we can make the token. So we'll go create a token, tap for white and white. Boom. Make a 2/2. Search with the Urza Saga. What do we want? I guess the Colossus Hammer with Forge Anew is a great combo. Is that where we want to be? I think so. Let's do that. Hammer comes into play. We've got a 3/3 now. We've got a Plains. We can't play any more lands, but we can just pass the turn. See what they do. Hopefully not dismember into Force of Negation. Cycle Troll, sure. They shock Watery Grave into play. Are they gonna hardcast a creature? Curator, sure. I can attack through that. All right. Now, I don't want to jam Forge Anew here just because it can get forced super easily. And I don't know if Living End keeps forcing in this matchup, but I have to assume they probably do, right? Go tap for white, tapping the Drannith Magistrate, and I play a Shadow Spear. And now I've got a 4/4 and then equip the Shadow Spear. It puts me shields down for Dismember, but like I have to break through this 4/4 somehow. Is that okay? Is that what I want to do? Or do I just want to get Giver of Runes into play and let that thing be in play for a little while? I think that's what I'll do. I'll play Giver, pass the turn again. I'm not trading my Construct for your 4/4. I'm gonna try to race you because you're already at 14 life to your own mana base. Go to combat. You're gonna attack me? You attack me. They gotta try to race, right? I'll take 4. Ouch. Another one? Sure, another one. My turn? Great. All right, well, here's what we're gonna do. Another Springleaf Drum, is that good? I think so. What do we do here? Do we wanna play the Springleaf Drum? Because then we'd have to tap our Giver of Runes. I think our Giver's like huge game right now. I think it lets us tap out actually. We can go Springleaf Drum plus equip Shadow Spear to the Construct. Is that a line? And that holds up a white mana for Surge? Yeah, I think so. Let's do that. Tap white, play Springleaf Drum, and then tap Springleaf Drum for white, tapping the Springleaf Drum for white, tapping the Drannith, and equip this Shadow Spear to my Construct. And attack you for 6. All right, go. All right, game 3. Great. Oh no, we won 2 games. We're just 3-1. Sweet. All right, let's go ahead and hop into game number 5. See if we can clinch a 4-1. I can't even explain to you how bad I wanted it to be a 5-0. Just because like, I don't play Hammer. Oopsie, 5-0. I think Hammer's probably pretty good right now if I'm being honest, but let's get into round 5. All right, round 5, and we won the die roll. Absolutely amazing. What is this hand? Pure Steel. No way to get a Hammer. We got Ornithopter, multiple Pure Steels. This hand is just like a whole pile of nothing. Let's take a mulligan. This one's got Saga, so I can find a Hammer. Stoneforge Mystic, so I can find a Hammer. I've got the Caldra Complete Trick. I've got an Ornithopter, which can be important for the Pure Steel. I think we keep this and ship a Plains. Just hope we get lucky and like draw 3rd land. I think this is good. We've got multiple ways to get Hammer, so I think we're gonna try to fire this off. All right, let's just jam Plains and pass. I'm not gonna expose the Ornithopter until I need it, I don't think. Fire Bluff Canal into Ragavan. Ugh, gross. Pass to me. Looks like Murktide's the last matchup of the day. Let's go ahead and play Urza Saga. Trigger, make a land that makes mana. And then we've got a couple options. I think the best one's just Stoneforge plus Ornithopter. I think we do want to pop a block off on this Ragavan. So let's do that. Stony, trigger Stony, go search up a Caldra Complete. Not Caldra, Colossus Hammer. We already have Caldra. Then we'll play Ornithopter. Just in case they can't deal with the Stoneforge, it gives us a block for Ragavan. And then we'll pass. They go to combat. Sure. All right, I would like to declare a block with this Ornithopter. Good talk. Preordain. Wow, I hope they can't kill our Stoneforge. It's unlikely that they can't, but if I can just jam this Caldra, I think the game ends. Unless they have like Archmage's Charm, which this deck usually doesn't play. No, come on. Murktide. Doesn't gotta be like that. All right, my turn. All right, we draw Esper Sentinel, which isn't great. I guess we just have to go Esper Sentinel, Colossus Hammer. Yeah, we'll go Esper Sentinel. Tap for here, play Colossus Hammer, and then pass the turn. And then when they go to our turn, we're going to use the Saga to grab a Springleaf Drum and try to get Pure Steel into play, which means we have to take a hit off this Ragavan. Trigger Rags, you get a treasure, and an Esper Sentinel, gross. I wonder if they just play that. Flooded Strand, fetch. Sure, shocked in Steam Vents. Bobble, trigger my Sentinel, you gonna pay it? They are. Rats. All right, bobbles in. Bobble who, you? Who are you bobbling? Me? Yeah, they bobbled themselves. That was kind of weird. Play DRC, sure. Tap for white, play Esper Sentinel, I love it. All right, pass to me. If they have a Bolt Arn on Holy Heat, this whole plan falls apart, but we're gonna try. All right, draw a card off the bobble, sure. All right, our Urza Saga's trying to go find something, so we'll float a mana first, and then let it do its thing. We will grab Springleaf Drum, and then I guess we'll play Urza Saga. Trigger that, it can make mana. Then we will go Springleaf Drum, add white, tap Esper Sentinel, plus white, play Pure Steel Paladin. Yeah. All right, they're gonna Unholy Heat what, my Sentinel? Sure. So that means I can't actually attach my Hammer, which is unfortunate, because they're breaking up my Metalcraft. So of course they have it. Come on, draw me a 1-drop. It didn't draw me a 1-drop. If I had foregone playing the Urza Saga, I could have dropped Plains and then played Sentinel and been fine, but we didn't do that. Probably should have thought of that, so we'll just pass the turn, I guess. Expressive Iteration? Yeah, I'm F6ing, buddy. Unholy Heat. Stop finding every card, dude. Come on, cut that out. Attack for 5, sure. I take 5, it hurts. They get a Colossus Hammer, did they play it? Probably not, right? All right, they pass to me. I draw Sigarda's Aid. That's actually pretty good. I think I want to plan to make a construct, so let's go Plains. Tap for 1, play Sentinel. Now, awkwardly here, was I supposed to play Sentinel? I think I still like it. I think I want to jam Sigarda's Aid too, just so when my Urza Saga goes to get a hammer, it can put it onto something. It means I can't make a construct quite yet, though. My construct will be a 4/4. Maybe I'm okay with that. Maybe the Urza Saga can go get me something different like Shadow Spear. No, I think I'm going to drop the Sigarda's Aid. I think that's still pretty good. I can still make an Urza Saga token, take 1, 2, take 6, make an Urza Saga token, attach a hammer to it, and that thing's enormous. They really need Murktide to dig out of that. Yeah, I think it's worth playing the Sigarda's Aid. Boop. That triggers your Esper Sentinel. I will pay it. Sigarda's Aid enters, I presume, unless you have Spell Pierce. No, cool. Go. Do I want to attack? I guess I kind of do. No, I don't. Oh, wait, I can't attack. What am I talking about? Cut that. Tap for 1, another bolt, trigger my Sentinel, I guess. Ugh. Yeah, you got it, dude. That's a very dead SP Sentinel. What is that? 1 lightning bolt, 2 lightning bolt, 2 on Holy Heat. My opponent drew the correct half of their deck. Attack for 6. Yeah, I'll take 6. Trigger Monkey. Stoneforge Mystic, no reason to play that, right? Are they gonna play a giant Murktide and end my whole career right now? Red Darcy, sure. Pass to me, I draw Nettlecyst. There's no way out. I will concede, and we'll go to game 2. Now, as I understand it, HammerTime's supposed to have a pretty good matchup in a Murktide. I don't know how to play the matchup, so for what that's worth, I might not be able to leverage what some HammerTime players would be able to. I will bring in Surge, I will bring in Sanctifiers because it has protection from all of their removal. And I think Solitudes are going to be quite good as well. Now, I don't know how much I want to pump my brakes on the play. Maybe Ornithopter's just like, yeah, maybe I do just want to pump my brakes like quite a bit. I think Pithing Needle is going to be quite bad. Let's just cut the Ornithopter package. Let's not play into that too hard. We'll cut another Springleaf Drum or 2 even. And then what do we want to get this last Solitude into our deck? Say an Urza Saga because they're going to Blood Moon us? Could be. I think we're just going to do a straight 8 for 8. We'll cut some of the low end out of our deck and we'll bring in cards that I think are just going to be generically very good against them. It might be crazy to bring in all 4 Solitudes, but I want to try it out. I'm not really sure what matchup Solitudes are primed for. Like I imagine Scam's the big one, but we're going to try this out. All right, we'll take the play. We've got Land, Urza Saga, Inkmoth Nexus, couple of hammers, Sanctifier. No way to cast the Sanctifier, which is unfortunate. No, I think we can do better than this. Let's take a mulligan. This hand has a castable Sanctifier, a Sigarda's Aid, 2 lands, Surge. I think we keep this, and since there's a Sanctifier, we don't need to keep the Surge, right? Pitch, Surge, Hope. All right, land, go. Bobble, I'm F6 bro. They fetch. What are they going to shock play? Darcy? Preordain, maybe. Nope, they're just going to keep their land open. Maybe they have a Stern Scolding. That would suck. I've still got to jam this Sanctifier anyway. Land, tap for 1/2, Sanctifier and Beck. Spell Snare, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Yeah, F6. That sucks. Preordain? Sure, I hope you missed your land drop, dude. 0 top, 2 bottom. Bobble yourself. They missed their land drop. Great. At least that means we can get something going, maybe. All right, Horizon Canopy. Tap for a Sigarda's Aid. Do we just want to jam a Pure Steel Paladin here? Or is it better to hold off? Maybe take a redraw with the Horizon Canopy instead? Let's just expose the Pure Steel Paladin. If they have it, they have it. But I think I'm going to need like, I'm really low on resources here, so I need like the opportunity to just rip hammer and for it to be insane. Preordain, miss again, please. 0 top, 2 bottom. Do we miss? Oh my God, they missed. Not that it matters a ton. We don't have any payoff, but they missed. I guess we'll just redraw with Horizon Canopy. Unless we want to keep making land drops to try to like hard cast Solitudes. Because we have a pretty rude mana advantage. So maybe we just go land, go to combat, attack for 2, bring you to 15. Ooh, the risky 1-lander. We should have lost this game already if they had they made their second land drop. See, I'm not even convinced we're going to win still, just because like, I don't know, maybe I wasn't supposed to bring in all 4 Solitudes. Definitely let me know if you're a hammer player and you know how to sideboard with the stock hammer deck against Murktide. Let me know how to do that, because eventually I'm going to release sideboard guides on all the main decks, but I'm going to be using some people from my community who are very, very good at hammer to help me with that. All right, do we get paid off by just drawing our land? Okay, they kill my Pure Steel, that's fine. We draw the land. Let's just put it into play. I'll take a bolt, go. Pass to me. Do I just jam a Solitude? I don't think so. I think I wait until they like expose something. Shadow Spear? I can wait on Shadow Spear, I think. We'll just pass. Tap 1 for a Consider, sure. You're up, dude. They tap 1 for a Rag, sure. They pass to me. Well, I'm gonna just jam Solitude and see if they have Counterspell. Boom. Stern Scolding, sure. I'm gonna try it again. My turn. Do you have another Stern Scolding? Cast Ragavan, tap for these manas. Cast Ragavan. Cast Solitude, tap for these manas. Do you have Stern Scolding number 2? You don't? Great talk. Get out of here, Ragavan. You're drunk. All right, go. Fetch, go to 16, sure. Shock, we're gonna bolt the Solitude. Unholy Heat the Solitude. Hate to see it. This would be a great time for a little Murktide action. Just a Ledger Shredder? Sure. There's the Murktide. All right, rip. Well, it's looking grim. Maybe we draw another Solitude. A Colossus Hammer? That ain't it. Let's go ahead and take a redraw. Giver of Runes. Well, I suppose we can technically take a hit for 8, 9, 10. We'll play Giver of Runes. Do we want to suit it up now? I think so. They get to redraw with their Ledger Shredder. That could make it 8, 9, 10, 11 damage with a bolt would kill me. I'm just going to leave it exposed and see what happens. F6. Go to combat. Attack me? Sure. I'll take a bunch of damage. Oh, no, wait. They have bolt. Ugh, you hate to see it. All right. Well, that puts us at a 3-2 for the league. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be a good matchup, but I am not sure how to navigate it, to be honest with you. But hey, there you go. Dang9125, I think is your username. You got your Mono White Hammer League. We did some Mono White Hammer. Maybe I'll put some more time into Mono White Hammer and try to actually learn the deck. But like, just from playing it in a league with like, I'm almost completely naked. I've played very few games with HammerTime, and when I did, it was a very old version. So just like playing this stock list out of the gate, I think HammerTime's positioned fairly well, and maybe it's on the, maybe it's on the upswing again. I think maybe it's worth picking back up for people who want to play some HammerTime. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I'll see you next time.
What the fuck? I'm so good at HammerTime this match.
Oh no.
It's mine. It doesn't even matter if your deck's tier 1. Stoneforge. You're done. You channel the siege, you to knock out my threat. Too slow, you're dead. The solitude's gonna stay stuck in your hand, cause I got Lavinia and I got a second land. Preach. That's right, take notes. HammerTime is the best deck in Modern. I've been telling y'all this whole time. Haters gonna hate. Sigarda's Age, Stoneforge Mystic, Urza Saga, basic fucking planes. Basic planes. Colossus Hammer.